And welcome back to Last Timber Press, everybody. I'm Brant.
I'm Lisa.
And this is a very special haul video that we have for convention prep. So, we know we have not been around for a while. We haven't done a video in a while. We promised a live show. Bottom line is, just to give you guys a mini update, we got really busy.
Yeah.
Both with LEP stuff and with general work. You know, you still color, I still letter. And, you know, just everything else going on around it. I'm writing, and we're both writing for complete set now. So, it's just a lot of stuff going on. So
We're getting there
Yeah.
now.
yeah, so we have some stuff upcoming, so stay tuned because we got a lot of announcements. We actually had one go up today
Yes.
on our Facebook page and on our website, so about a brand new imprint. So there will be another announcement about another imprint very soon that was teased in that video.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of upcoming stuff, and I know we're gonna get to it, don't worry.
I didn't even say anything.
I can feel it. But yeah, so we've got some conventions coming up, and it's just been super busy. And we apologize that we have not got around to that live show, but we will get back to that at some point. So be on the lookout for that. Just watch our Facebook page and our website for updates on all that stuff. But the reason we're here is because we got some stuff. I know you can't see some of the stuff off camera, but we got 3 big boxes here, trying to step up our game a little bit in the convention circuit. We got a bunch of conventions coming up, which we'll talk about towards the end of the video.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Did you want to add anything before we get into the actual stuff?
Guess not.
Okay. Just checking.
It's just all things that are gonna make conventions easier for us.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right.
I don't have anything to open the boxes with.
Good old fashioned, I guess,
We should have.
staples and everything.
We should have pre-sliced.
Yeah, we should have. But this is the first box before we actually open it.
Yeah.
Give you guys a scale of,
Can you guess?
can you guess what's in the box? It's not a wand, it's not a banner. What is it? What could it possibly be? I should have grabbed my knife, which is way over there that I can't reach now.
Let's see who's stronger. Not me.
They're stapled together.
It is stapled.
This was, I wonder,
We can probably get the ends, maybe. This is gonna be
This
very
is fun.
riveting.
okay, yeah, riveting. I'm thinking, here, let me do it
This
this
is the
way.
hardest one to open.
Yeah, let me do it this
Shouldn't
way.
have started with it.
I'll put it down here. Got it started here, so we'll just see if we can open it, and you guys can make fun of me about how long it takes me to open a box.
They used a lot of tape. It's not our fault. It is our fault that we didn't get a knife.
Yeah, that is our fault.
There we go. We ripped the cardboard.
It's one way to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's got its own bag, so it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, almost there. We go.
Yay!
Got the box
You're so
open.
strong.
All right. So what could this possibly be? Big giant bag that's not a banner. So basically, we've been trying to figure out ways to update and change our convention display.
Yeah.
You guys have seen pictures on the Facebook and everything, our standard banner that we put behind us and everything. But the more we grow and the more stuff that we have and the bigger spaces we tend to be getting at conventions now, which we'll talk about later, we needed something else.
Yeah.
And we found that our table space is starting to get crowded. So we wanted to kind of open that up so it's more inviting and you guys can check it out.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say it's because we sort of blend the Last Timber Press stuff with some of my stuff that I've had from before.
Yeah.
We sort of half the table kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, it's getting jam packed.
Right. So we decided to purchase this thing,
Yeah.
put behind us,
Mhm.
and I don't know how much we're gonna be able to take out of here, but we can show you guys a little bit. You've probably seen these things at conventions.
I'm sure.
And show you a few pieces. Basically, and I wish they had like a picture that we could just pop up there and
Here's
show.
a foot.
Yeah. Basically, this is it's a photography stand, but a lot of artists use it for prints.
Yeah.
So if you see those big metal bars, they're usually black, but sometimes
Yeah.
they're silver or gray or whatever. They look like a giant just metal frame behind them, and they have all the prints hanging with shapes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is. As you guys that have seen our convention setup know, we already have like 8 prints, and we started expanding. We're going to be talking about that in a minute too. But we're doing more and more prints,
Right.
and we're going to offer some different stuff, including original art by you.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So we wanted something to properly display it, and we'll come up with something else to use the grids
I
for.
think it said how big it was. I can't remember.
Oh, it did?
There was
Okay.
a little paper.
Oh yeah. It extends to, pull it out there, 10 feet by 8 feet is how big it extends to. So I think it's 10 feet tall, or 8 feet tall.
I think it's 10.
Yeah.
It's probably 8 feet tall.
8 feet tall, 10 feet wide maybe. So it can be pretty massive, but you can scale it down to what your needs are. So if we have a smaller table or space, we can adjust.
Because sometimes we have a 8-foot table.
And sometimes we have a 6-foot table and just a little space, so we can adjust it accordingly. So I'll just, so you guys can see it
The
properly.
fun part will be figuring out how to
Yeah,
put it
see,
all together.
It all extends, as you can see. I'm pulling it out there. So that's cool.
We opted for the one with the flat feet because we figured it would be less obtrusive for the people that are next to us or behind us.
If you've seen some of them, they have like tripod feet, and we were just at a convention where they had, unfortunately, they had no space to get out in between tables, so you had to go all the way to the end of the row,
It was
which
crazy.
was like 10 tables long to get out. And we had a situation where at the end of ours, there were back-to-back frames like this, but they both had tripod feet, so they were crowding the space so much that you had to kind of step over them and around them, and I actually tripped over and almost fell one time. So we opted for this kind because it's a lot less obtrusive. One of those. It got in the way. These don't get in the way as much. So
I've read that they're not quite as sturdy always, so they recommended like putting your bag down on the feet, like on our side of it, just to stabilize it a little
which is
more.
fine. Yeah. So, but it does seem fairly sturdy.
Yeah, it does.
So that is the first thing that we have.
I'm really glad it has its own bag.
Yeah, me too. It'd be a lot easier if I'm gonna travel with.
You put the feet in the same spot.
Yeah. Alright, so that is item number 1. Item number 2 will lead into item number 3. So we have this big box right here. So this ties into the prints that we were talking about. This is much better shape, so we'll just open that.
It's easy to open tape.
Yeah. So we'll just get this open. Hopefully the dog is not in here, so she doesn't get scared by the tons of protective
air
packs. A lot of air packs.
Oh man.
They must have run out of swarm. And guess what we have? It's like Christmas. We have another box inside. Alright, so we'll get rid of that one.
Oops.
And this is a heavy box, believe it or not. So what could possibly be in this box?
There's a label on it.
There is?
See? On the other side.
Did you want me to show the label?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Alright. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it says ink press luster, media luster on it. For any of you that have printed anything before, you know what that is. This is paper. Very heavy paper. And it's kind of in between a gloss and a matte. So it's not super glossy to where it's going to glare, but it's not completely flat either.
Right.
So,
I like matte sometimes, but I like a little bit usually.
right. Almost got it. And it's 13 by 19, I believe?
No.
No,
I think
11
we
by
got
17.
11 by 17.
11 by 17?
Yeah.
So 11 by 17 paper, which is the size of prints. It's the size of original comic art as well, typically. So we've got a bunch of paper. I forget how many sheets.
250 sheets.
250 sheets. So we can print some stuff on these, and you're like, well, how are you gonna print 11 by 17, 250 sheets worth of what's going on here? So that leads us into the biggest item, I think, the final item, which is this baby. Ugh. This is an Epson Artisan 1430 printer. You guys can see this, and you can explain the thought process behind this particular one.
Basically, this one will allow you to print up to, I think, 13 by
19, that's what I was thinking.
So it will let us print all of the art that we need, and even smaller stuff too, but higher quality. The DPI is really good, and the inks are archival and UV resistant, so
it doesn't fade in the weather.
Right. So a lot of times we end up like rushing to meet a deadline, especially for our books, and then our prints suffer because we don't have time to print them before a show.
Yeah.
And this is going to let us print smaller quantities of each design so that we have just enough for the show that we're going to.
Yeah. And we watched a bunch of video reviews of this particular printer. It's been around for a bit, and especially like even comic artists, we looked up a bunch of things about comic artists that actually use these. There's a lot of people on Etsy that use this particular brand.
Yeah.
And the quality looked amazing, and it looked like it held up. It's one where as soon as you take it out of the printer, it's smudge proof. It doesn't run or anything. This is an ability to at home print your own prints. It's it's not a cheap printer, but it's a business expense that we wanted to invest in. And just show a better look at that.
Yeah. But it's also not the most expensive you can get.
No,
it
is
at
not.
Home.
No.
It's a good.
It's in the middle. It's a middle ground.
Mid range.
Yeah.
It's gonna let us achieve what we want.
Yeah, it's not your typical cheap printer from Walmart, but it's
No.
not your high end printer either. You guys can look it up and you can see exactly how much it costs on Amazon.
Right.
So I think that's where we ordered it from. It's right there on that label. But you thought about this for a while, and you came to me with the idea to actually go this route because for the same reason you were talking about, we have certain prints, but we wanted to expand it more. But because you're starting to do your own original art, which people get to see at our very next convention,
Yes.
We were running out of time to be able to print them in time for the show.
And plus, to get the price point where we need it to be, we were having to order hundreds of copies.
Yeah.
And it takes forever to move those. And if you get a print that you think is great, but it doesn't really sell that well, then you're stuck with 100 copies of this print.
Yeah, which is the case with several of our prints.
Yeah.
And we, you guys have seen some of our prints. We repurposed some of our covers for the LEP stuff, which don't do that great. Because they can get the book and they have that image, so it's a learning process. We've learned not to do that in the future, but like you said, we can for a small show we can print out 25 of these and be done with it, or a big show we can print out 50 if we think we can move that many.
Right.
So we control it, and if the quality holds up to what you could get from like a cat print or a traditional printer, why not go that route?
No brainer. And it seems like it might even end up being a little less expensive this way.
In the long run.
We ran the numbers, so give it a try.
Yeah, we think if we sell like we project to sell at conventions, we think in 2 or 3 conventions this thing pays for itself. Yeah. So that's a good thing for us business wise.
Right.
And again, we're going to be able to produce so many different kinds of prints. If we have 5 new prints, we can print out like 5 each or whatever.
Just test them at a show.
Exactly.
The beautiful thing about the prints is everything we make from print sales goes into funding the comic books.
Exactly.
That lets us make more books.
Absolutely. So if you see us at a show and you're wondering, oh, should I buy a print from them because whatever, think about that. If you enjoy our books, this helps us make them. So, there you go. Do we want to show the other part or no?
We can.
It doesn't matter. Sure.
We saw someone recommend this.
Yeah. Okay, first, before you pull that up here, you guys that know anything about printers know that they typically print in 4 colors. It's cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, which is K. CMYK. Typically your 4 colors, that's print for you. This particular thing, which now I can show, is I forget what you call it. It's a continuous ink system, and you can explain a little bit more about it, but I will say that it includes 2 more colors, which I think is, what is it, another blue and another,
I can't remember.
it's like lighter versions of 2 of the colors, so it extends the colors and gives you sharper
Yeah.
overall color.
So basically this, you hook it up to the printer and it sits outside of the printer so that you can always have ink there and you can see when it's running low, and you can print a lot more out of this than you
Yeah.
can the traditional ink cartridges.
Yeah.
So as much as we're going to be printing in highly detailed and very colorful things, it seemed like this would be a good thing to try.
Yeah.
And everything I've said actually says that it can be better for the printer because it will not clog because it always has the ink.
Yeah, it says no leaking or clogging. It's environmentally friendly. It's pre-assembled, so quick installation. And we watched several reviews on it, and you can see a picture of the ink there. We watched several reviews on it with the quality of the prints, and it just increased them so much, and the colors were so much sharper.
Yeah.
In the contrast between your regular, which just does really good on its own.
Yeah.
But this just is going to enhance it and get a little bit more.
And you get more
posters.
for your.
And you get more for your money. I forget how many pages it says it can do with this system or something, but it like increases it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, we were gonna give it a shot.
That's what lets the prints be more cost effective for us
Yeah.
to do on our own.
Exactly, and this is also just like the printer filled with UV ink, so it's weather resistant and all that stuff. So.
And it won't fade.
Yeah. So.
That's what I was worried about. I wanted to be able to get that quality
Mm-hmm.
from our home printer.
Exactly.
I didn't want it to smudge, and I didn't want it to fade in the sun.
Yeah. Maybe after we've tested a few, we'll come back with a mini review for you
Yeah.
guys. You can search them on YouTube. There's plenty there. But for our purposes, we decided to go with these after watching several of those reviews ourselves. So that is our haul for this, and we do have several conventions upcoming. If you guys check out our website, they are all updated on there as of today, May 29th, all the appearances that we have planned. For us, we have a convention coming up this coming weekend, June 4th and 5th in Tyler, Texas. It's GeekCon Tyler. We'll actually have a 10 by 20 booth, which is probably the biggest space we've had to date. It's a smaller show, medium-sized show, I guess, but it's going to let us use this, I forget what I do with it. But anyway, this stand is going to let us play with that because we're going to have so much space, and that's why we had to go ahead with this stuff, because it was like, we're getting that much space, we don't have enough stuff to cover that space, so, in our setup wise.
Right.
So we're going to play around with that at that show. And then 2 weeks later, in Houston, which we were not expecting to get into this is the biggest show we've ever done, which is Comic Palooza. We did get in, so if you guys are in the Houston area, come see us. Last Number Press, we will be there, and we will have a brand new book if everything goes according to plan.
I've got to color it this week, but
Yeah.
we'll have a brand new book.
The Last Ember number 0 finally coming out, so you guys should check that out. And we're actually, we'll talk about this in another video, but I just want to tease it here. We're actually rebranding our books a little bit. Just the dress of them, the interior covers, credits pages, all that stuff. We're kind of going with an overhaul on the aesthetic of the company, so be on the lookout for updates on that coming up.
Maybe we'll do another video when the books get here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just ordered a few.
We ordered new copies of Pneumatic Cases of Fireside Tales specifically for this show. So after that, there's one convention in August we're waiting to hear about. Our good buddy John Wilson, our partner, he has Derby City Comic Con coming up in June also. So we got June is stacked for LEP. Got all kinds of shows, so you definitely want to go see him if you're in the Louisville area, Louisville, Kentucky. And then this fall, September and October, I can't remember which is which, but September and October, we have 2 Wizard shows that we're actually going to be at. We're going to be at Wizard World Austin and Wizard World Tulsa in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I've never spent any significant amount of time in Oklahoma, so that'll be.
I'm not sure I've ever been to Oklahoma, so.
I've driven through the very edge. That's it.
I might have when I lived in Arizona when I was 2, but I don't remember it. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna be at both of those Wizard shows, and who knows what else is upcoming. We might do a small show in December.
Yeah.
We're still talking about everything, and then of course we got John and Gordon and Chris. We got to figure out what they're all doing and update you guys on that as well. But it's a big year for LEP, busy year, and we've got more books coming out. We have in the new copies of Fireside Tales and the Bad Cases, we have an ad for a brand new book that's coming out later this year called The Crimson Badge.
Yes.
And it is written by Gordon Lebowski. So
we also have a couple of webcomics coming, hopefully by the fall. Both will launch.
yes.
I would hope actually one of them in summer, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. So stay on the lookout for that as well, and those tie into our other imprint that we're going to announce very soon. And we have a big ad for that, and just watch our Facebook page because stuff will be popping up there. We actually have a social media director now who will be helping us out with all that promotion.
Yes,
So.
we really appreciate it.
Yes, yes we do. And if you guys didn't check out the video, I'm going to link it in the description below. Chris made an announcement today. Today is his 30th birthday, May 29th, 529. And he announced his brand new imprint, which is part of Last Timber Press, which is 529 Studio. So go check out his video in the description below and see it. Or you can go on to lasttimberpress.com because there's a post there about it as well. Alright, so
That's good.
I guess that's it then, right?
I guess so. They
For
know
now.
about all our conventions and all our stuff.
Yeah. So just, subscribe if you haven't so far. And if you haven't checked out our books, you can purchase them on lasttimberpress.com. For those of you waiting for like Comixology or whatever, it's going to be a little bit. Hopefully before the end of the year we'll get everything squared away and up there. It's a lengthy process, so we're going to try to get that done soon though, and get everything in order there. So I don't know. We got a lot of big things coming, so keep watching lasttimberpress.com on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll try to keep updating here more often.
Yeah. And for you guys that watch me on the Comic Frontline live show, anytime we have something to announce, I do announce it on the live show on Tuesdays. So.
And sometimes we will mention things in our haul video every Friday,
On Comic Frontline,
Saturday-ish. Yeah, on Frontline.
Yeah. So just look for the WMT's haul. There is a playlist. So, all right. So until next time, guys. Thanks for checking this out, and we look forward to talking to you again and seeing you at a convention. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, guys.